Hello and good morning. Welcome everyone to the Morning Metaphysical Report. This report is for the week of August 24th to the 30th. Today we're going to be talking about a few different things such as the astrological forecast for the week ahead and the weekly reading.
I'm the kitchen witch.
Yes. And I'm Lysander. I knew I was forgetting something.
You knew you were forgetting something?
Yeah, our names. All right, so hello to everyone.
Good morning, everybody. Sorry, I was getting us a little more light. There we go. Now you can see us.
It's a bit dark, but that's all right. So, unless there's anything else I forgot to say at the beginning, we could probably move into astrology for the week.
Oh man, here we go, everybody.
All right,
Time for astrology.
So, last week the sun entered Virgo, so that influence really starts to show up through the sun and Mercury. So these qualities are being illuminated and focused upon, and there is a focus mentally and with the way we express ourselves on being more meticulous, bringing more intellect and questioning to this very intensive, transformative, and shedding process we've been going through this year. So we're finally bringing some think into all this.
Okay, so all year long, we've been kind of emotionally distraught, throwing things out, pitching fits because nothing's working. But we're finally reaching that point where it's starting to make sense. We're starting to bring a little logic to why all this is happening.
Definitely logic.
Definitely logic. I know I need some logic, so...
some reasoning. So that is good. And so we have a few different aspects throughout the week. For the most part, they center around our emotions also being upped, even though we are getting this logical influence. So on Monday, Mars and Saturn aspect each other to bring a lot of impulsivity and determination in regards to our choices and responsibilities. So we may be coming to realizations about our own integrity or ways we've gone against it and acting maybe not from a logical place, but some of that starts to come in on Tuesday. This analytical aspect comes in, especially when it comes to what it is we need to feel safe and nurtured in our lives and trying to figure that out. Of course, there's always the potential for the other side of Virgo to come out, which is that flustered, neurotic energy, especially. So you may be coming to a lot of these realizations by how frustrated and kind of spinning out you feel. So if you're feeling especially neurotic or your head is going a million miles a minute, you may stop and consider what are your feelings trying to tell you about what's wrong? And then you can work over to the positive side of Virgo, which is to be analytical, meticulous, and to put everything in its place.
Awesome. Do you have any solar events or moon events happening this week? Or is it all just general
I'd just like to talk about the planets this week. Venus throughout this week. Kind of not the most helpful influence, so I'm glad that Mercury in Virgo is here to help, because we're really struggling with our heart's desires this week and with our relationship attachments versus perhaps what's good for us or the path we're meant to go down, and contending with any illusions that may be present. There's like this emotional churning. So even though it's difficult, it's still, our emotions are continuing to evolve. And with the help, if we lean into our logic and our mental self, it can really help us take all that in a positive direction. So that is the astrology for the week.
Awesome. Thank you so much for running that down for us. I know it's a lot of work for you to do that every week. Oh man, it is so much work.
I normally talk for like 2 minutes, but
it's like hours of going over everything. It's pretty crazy.
All right, so Do you have some cards?
Let's do an affirmation.
All right.
That was easy.
They fell out immediately.
I love this one. So this week in our joyfulness conversation, we're going to focus on an affirmation. And of course, this affirmation comes from one of my absolute favorite decks. I'm going to get up so y'all can see. It comes from the Universe Has Your Back deck by Gabrielle Bernstein. I love this deck. It's the greatest deck. I get most of my affirmations from this deck. It's not this. So, our joyfulness for the week, is an affirmation. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. So there it is. There's our affirmation for the week.
Can you help with that?
Nope, I got it. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with eyes of love. The thing I like to question about this card, and I always question it when I get it, is you need to stop and ask yourself, is this card asking you to see someone in your life for the first time through the eyes of love, or yourself? This could apply to you. Are you looking at yourself with eyes of love? Are you able to connect to that idea of loving yourself? So this is the affirmation for the week. This is what you should be focused on. I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with eyes of love. So joyfulness thought for the week. How much do you love yourself? Are you seeing yourself and those around you from a loving perspective?
Excellent. It's always a good reminder. And so now I'd like to share with you all the reading for the week.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to continue using the runes for now.
This is a general reading for absolutely everybody tuned in with us today, or for those of you who are watching this later in the week.
So this is meant to provide insight and guidance into the week ahead for everyone watching this video now or at any point. Alright, so we have 2 this week. Should keep them in order.
That's the second one.
Thank you. Alright, so the first rune is Kano. So this is the rune of opening up, of renewed clarity, of dispelling the darkness that has been shrouding some part of your life. In relationships, there can now be a mutual opening up. You may serve as the trigger, the timekeeper, through your awareness that the light of understanding is once again available to you both. Recognize, while on the one hand you are limited and dependent, on the other hand you exist at the perfect center where the harmonious and beneficent forces of the universe emerge and radiate. Kind of being open to the flow of what's happening around you and being guided by your deeper instincts will help you feel like you have a place and power, even from your position of being an individual in a greater world. Simply put, if you've been operating in the dark, there's now enough light to see that exactly that what I explained, it turned out. Okay. So that's the first rune.
So to sum it up, the rune represents finding the light.
Opening of the self to let in, not only to let in guidance, but to open up to the guidance that's inside of you as well.
Okay.
And the second one is gurus. Drawing this indicates that the life you've been living has outgrown its form, which must die so that life energy can be released in a new birth, a new form. This is a rune of passage and indicates self-transformation or transformation in life. Positive growth and change, however, may involve passage into darkness as part of the cycle of perpetual renewal. So that kind of takes me back to the first rune, where this is almost like elaborating. It's like we're coming to an opening. Hold out hope, be open to things, know that the darkness will pass, because this is part of a cycle. Things are being turned over. Things have reached their expiration point in a lot of areas of your life. And so even though you're in so-called a dark period, it's going to be followed by rebirth, because that is the nature of things. Prepare then for opportunity disguised as loss. It could involve the loss of someone or something to which there's an intense emotional bond. Makes me think of the aspects with Venus this week, and through which you're living a part of your life, a part which now must be retrieved so you can live it out for yourself. So a lot of these things that are being removed from your life are freeing up your own energy again, bringing you back to yourself. We tend to give of ourselves to a lot of different things in our life. And so this is an opportunity to come back to the self and to center and to choose your path anew. So that is the reading for the week ahead.
Fantastic. I hope everyone finds that helpful. Let's see. Well, there's no crazy moon things. No things that I know of. So I think that's it. That's it.
So this has been another Morning Metaphysical Report. Thanks for joining me. I would like to thank all of you who watched, all of you who shared this video, and of course our patrons of Patreon. Thank you so much for your continued support. If you'd like to support MMR and its evolution and growth, check out patreon.com/Morning Metaphysical Report. So be blessed and take care of yourselves. Oh, let's see. Just saw a comment. Apologies. So we have a prayer request from Nancy. I think we could take a moment of silence.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to read her comment so we know what it is we're praying about. Could we all send prayers to Iowa? Light, love, and healing energy. 10 million acres of crops were destroyed. They are the bigger producer of corn, soybeans, eggs in the country. And there's a lot of other things happening. So let's go ahead and just take a moment of silence to send that light and love, and then we'll wrap this up. So sending love, light, and healing to the people in Iowa to help bring order to the situation happening there, and of course, extending that even to the rest of the world. So thanks everyone for joining in with me for that. And so it is.
And so it is.
Again, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all again next week. Be most blessed.